Here with UWL cross-country coach Derek Stanley as we preview the 2018 NCAA Division III Championships. They're this Saturday over at Lake Breeze Golf Club in Winneconne, Wisconsin. The women's race at 11:15, 6,000 meters, of course, and the men's race at 12:15, 8,000 meters, and Oshkosh is serving as host of the championships. Coach, first, before we get to maybe your team, let's talk about the Lake Breeze Golf Club. You ran there 2 years ago at the Midwest Regional, so you are familiar with it. You've got some student athletes on your team who have run it. So just talk about the course a little bit, what you expect on Saturday.
Yeah, the course is it's pretty flat. It's no elevation change to speak of. Earlier in the fall here, they had a lot of rain, so I'm kind of interested to see how that happens with these warmer temperatures that are coming, to see if it makes it a little bit more muddy / challenging for that particular course. But overall, the course is a really nice course. It's a good layout, and we've run there many times, so we know we are very familiar with the course.
Let's talk about the weather a little bit. You ran the Midwest Regional course last week at Colfax. It was a little colder than it was actually supposed to be this Saturday. Just talk about what the weather, if it does have any effect on your student athletes for this Saturday. The high of forecast is 32 over there. Just talk about the weather a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a Hawaiian breeze coming in. I mean, based off of last week, I mean, it was in the mid to low 20s at race time last Saturday. We ran on snow. And so this is going to be nothing compared to that. So the weather's not really planning on factoring in much at all.
Wisconsin is hosting the Division I cross-country championship Saturday. Just talk about, so you have the 1 and the 3 national championships in the state of Wisconsin on Saturday. Just talk about that, what that means for the state.
I mean, I think it's exciting. I mean, like you're not only you're going to have almost all of your WIAC representation at the Division III national championship, but you'll have Wisconsin up at their own place in Division I, and just bringing that level of talent into the state and having it at two ends of the spectrum, Division I and Division III. I'll tell you what, man, it's a pretty exciting weekend.
Let's talk about your women's squad. Of course, you'll take 7 runners on each team, women and men. Your women are making their 33rd appearance in the national championships. You placed 17th last season. You have 3 athletes who have competed in the championships before. Just talk about what you expect from your 7 entries this Saturday for the women.
Yeah, we finally figured out the team that we were supposed to be all year. You know, I mean, like they had us ranked pretty low most of the year. We hadn't really put a good race together up until the regional championships, and so then at regionals, it finally came together for us. Those women really gelled together. They executed the race strategy that they needed to be successful, and it really came down to them performing of what they're capable of. On Saturday, I anticipate more of the same. You know, I mean, we have women that have experience being there. We have women that are going to be there for the first time, but they have senior status. So I'm not really worried about how we carry ourselves at the meet. Basically, what I'm worried about is making sure that they just stay connected in the race.
Your men, of course, with their 7 runners, 32nd appearance. You were 2nd last year. You've had 26 top 6 finishes in school history at the national meet, 13 in the top 3. You have 4 runners on the men's side who have experience. So talk about your men's squad.
Yeah, I mean, the men's squad is based off of what we did at the regional meet, I'm very excited about what we can get done at the national meet. You know, I think that our ranking has been high most of the year, and I think that's an accurate ranking. And because I mean, all those teams are just right in the mix. You know, who's going to have the best day on Saturday? That's really what it's going to come down to. So I'm very excited about our men being able to produce another high-level competition and output and result at the meet on Saturday. Looking forward to both teams having the opportunity to represent UW lacrosse.
What do you see nationally on the women's and the men's side in terms of the competition?
Yeah, I mean, the national meet brings so much. It can bring so many different things in. You know, like some teams will come in and perform better. Most teams will come in and perform as they're supposed to, and then a handful of teams will come in and not perform the way they're supposed to. Like the lights get too big, so to speak. I'm very happy with what our women are taking in there. We got momentum on our side, and we know the course, and I feel like a lot of those women feel like they're running at home on a home course, basically, because a lot of our team is from that side of the state. So it's exciting to think that we could finish, you know, in the top 10, and I think we're probably projected around, you know, in that 10 to 15 area. So we could finish anywhere between, you know, if we go top 10, that would be awesome. It's a great day for us. If we go 10 to 15, it's probably where we should be. Either way, we're just looking to do better than we did last year.
And your men nationally?
Men, yeah. So the men, I think that we had a good a good output last year. We were a little too far away from the win, so I think that's what we're trying to get a little bit closer to. We'd like to go out and compete, at the front of the race and make sure that we have a chance to do what it is that we set out to do every year, and that's to win a national championship. We will have runners at the front of both of those races, so it's going to be really exciting to watch the webcast, which you should definitely watch, because UWL is going to be represented quite well.
And the men's side, you look at you've seen North Central, of course, just they're number one in the country right now. Anything you expect from them? I mean, what do you expect from them?
Yeah, I mean, they're going to go out and they're going to do what they need to do to get the job done. They have a great team, no doubt about it. They're very talented. They're very deep. But the thing that most coaches are going to say to all their teams is guess what? You got to do it on that day. And the thing is I don't know if the rest of the country knows what's coming from UW lacrosse, and that's what I'm most excited about. We've got momentum, we've got strength, we've got everything going on our side, and I think our men are ready to do something special.
Final question for you, Coach. What have you seen from your team from that first inter squad, your alumni meet, from your first meet to leading into the national championships? What have you seen from your team this fall?
I mean, a lot of development. I think our men have kind of stayed the path. They've stayed on the path that they've projected for themselves, and it's coming to fruition, and it feels really good where we're at right now. On the women's side, I'll tell you what, we've had, at the beginning of the year, if you take what the people that you think are going to be there, and then you have the season progress, and you have these injuries and these sicknesses that happen, and then you look at people who, you weren't expecting to, be there. I mean, if you take just the instance of Sadie Krall, who, had a stress reaction / fracture in the summertime, and her training was being delayed on and on and on into the summer. And then you look, and now she's ready to go, and she's running great. And then you take Hannah Bielke, and she's a woman who has only, been an all-conference, runner for us, and she won the conference championship this year, and she has a chance to do really well at the national meet. And it's just like you see the transformation come from one to the other. And then if you look at the men's side, Matt Borland coming from a guy who, was an alternate last year and stepping up into a top 5 role this year. And Chris Ponke is a guy who, wasn't on the national team last year and has stepped up into a role this year. And then just the development of Tom Schultz and those top-end guys like Josh Strader. I mean, it's just, the team looks and feels really good. So, man, when you put it in context of the beginning of the year to the end of the year, it seems like such a long journey, but it's only 12 weeks. It's only 12 weeks. So it wasn't even that long ago, but it feels like it was a long time ago because we're in such a different place, and I really like that place that we're in right now.
Again, the Division III championships are this Saturday, November 17th at Lake Breeze Golf Club in Winneconne. The women's race at 11:15, the men's race at 12:15. Thanks, Coach, and good luck.
Thanks, Dave.